Thank you so much for still watching Tea or Coffee. You can follow us on Instagram at Watch Tea or Coffee, at High Impact TV, and at High Impact TV UK. Our conversation this morning has moved from dancing to romance and a lot of other things in between. But now we're moving away from that into comedy, music, being a techpreneur, being a creative in Nigeria, and so much more. But the conversation this morning is not just me, of course, and it's not Bolade and I right now, because we have a guest in the studio. And very quickly, before we get into that, there's just something very short I want to show you. And after we check out this video, we'll be back to introduce our guest. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Good to see. I go to garage to explain why I lose union money. I've not even started explaining when Elele slapped me. Me. Elele that is apprenticed. It's okay. They now carry me to Heriaji. I even meet Agbero there. Another round of beating now starts. But they have released me, sha. It's Super Eagle I blame. Best in TikTok. Any goalkeeper in Africa that is good, it will not be handsome. Your face need to ugly to deruba opponents. Look, we now go and put one of Coupe boys as our keeper. Look at Iwobi too. Later we say Okosha is his uncle. Alaye is not my Okosha, that is your uncle. Maybe it's Rocha Sokorocha. That man that is building statue up and down because you are like a statue on the Lumio. Any beating like this in my future, I regret it in Jesus' name. Dear diary, today is Oriyomi Day. You too see. Shama Alhaji now called me this morning that Lagos government have banned Agbero. Ban Agbero Bibo. He said, and he's not in garage, he's in Atlanta because his small wife just born. He now said, I should be going to garage so that me and boys can unity against police. They cannot ban Agbero. I'm just thinking in my head, how will somebody do garage work from house? She Agbero is a remote job, ni. And I go and
Now, the very first time I saw one of this series, or one of the clips of this series on Twitter, it had me rolling on the floor. We have in the studio this morning, Agbero, which for the life of me, I cannot imagine how you come up with that name. Now, Franklin Nnamdi is a recording artist, is an actor, a copywriter, and a content creator from Delta State. Now, over the past 5 years, he has worked in various capacities in the entertainment industry and has gotten recognition awards. He also has 4 music projects to critical and commercial acclaim. He has also worked with a creative agency that provides services from design to PR to marketing to music artists and record labels in Africa. Join me this morning as we bid welcome Agbero. Thank you for joining me this morning.
Good morning. Pleased to be here.
So how do I address you? Franklin, Agbero, Vada the Wild Card. Which other name is there?
Let's go with Frank for now.
Abitobi.
Okay. Okay. Let's go with Frank for now. When you have to ask me questions that relate to Agbero, I'll answer as Samo.
Interesting.
Okay.
I'd like to see that. Okay. Now, would you say that you have multiple personalities?
Yeah, I mean, going back to my childhood, I was kind of like a sponge, right? I was absorbing different experiences, so it was easy for me to internalize people's experiences and then make it whole in my mind. And then by the time that I will bring it out, it will be wholesome. You will think I actually lived that life. Right, yeah. So that had been very easy for me to do right from the jump. So when it comes to like having different personalities, I don't think I have different personalities. I just know how to play out roles. I serve as a conduit for channeling, and portraying different characters. You're
into music, you're into tech. Now, would you have ever imagined that you would add comedy to the list?
Oh, of all the things that I've ventured into in my life, the most constant thing has always been laughter.
Huh.
So that's one thing that has always been there right from the beginning, because again, I'd been very interested in the art of making someone laugh. My dad was a very funny guy. very funny. So I admired that about him a lot. Right? So I used to watch, his mannerisms and how he'll go about saying stuff. So that had always been at the back of my mind. But again, I always had it. I always had the ability to make one laugh. But I think that the fact that I was looking at my dad while doing that, it made me want to be that guy, very early. So I was very interested in, making people laugh and all that. So that had been a constant. I never thought I would do it on a commercial scale. It was just something for me to pass the time with my friends, just make everybody laugh. We have a good time and all of that. But laughter has always been the constant thing. Way before music, way before anything else, laughter had always been there.
I am curious about why you call yourself Veda the wild card. The wild card is actually what gets me why.
The wild card. So in 2017, I won a national rap competition.
Cool stuff.
Right. So it's actually the biggest rap competition in Nigeria. So I won that, and the way that I won as a wild card because in the first round I'd initially been eliminated.
Oh.
I'd been eliminated, but Vector, the rapper, who was one of the judges, he brought me back as his wild card. The judges had different wild cards, right? So he used his wild card to bring me back into the competition. I then went on to win. And by then, I was just going by Veda. So, because Veda is a household name. We have, like, for those who watch Star Wars, they know Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And there are different Vedas across the world. There's Vader who's a wrestler, there's Vader who's an artist, and all of that. So I just decided to add something to it that would separate me from the rest. So I just looked at it like, okay, I won the competition as a wild card, right? Let me just put the wild card in front of Vader. So Vader the wild card.
I like it. Considering the fact that the downpour of a man is not the end of his smile. Let's talk about the diary of an Agbero. Your street lingo, your garage lingo is on point. How on earth do you pull that off?
I mean, again, it's something that you cannot fake. I grew up in Ibadan, and I grew up close to an area called Molete. Now, Molete is the headquarters of thuggery and gangsterism in Southwest, right? So I used to play football with a lot of these guys,
okay,
while growing up. So that was how I was able to, even though we led contrasting lives, like these guys had been about that life from the jump, whereas I was the kid who was always reading at home. My toys as a kid were newspapers, journals, and magazines. And I didn't have other. It was books for me, right? So, but the free time that I had, I'll go play football because I used to be really good at football, really good. And these guys liked me for that fact. When we'll be playing inter-area competition, they'll come to our house. They couldn't get in because we had this very high gate, but they would knock and be begging, "Daddy, Joe. Daddy, Jackie Frank will play a jaw." They will be, and my dad would not respond to them, because I used to be very good at football. So these guys liked me. So whenever we got around to playing football, I'll look at the kind of conversations that they were having. It was a sharp contrast from the kind of conversation I was having with my friends in the private school that I was attending. These ones, some of them had stopped going to school. Some were learning a trade. Some were going to school, but the schools that they were going to were, public schools. So I was looking at how they were talking, and the way they chose their words, the way they coined names and slangs was very interesting to me. Very interesting. So I just internalized that, albeit unconsciously.
Okay.
That had been there. So at some point, when I got into the university and I would meet guys who had that kind of background, I'll be able to relate with them because of, so that was how it started. I'd been there. But I never, again, because I then became the music guy who used to rap and all of that. So there was no avenue for me to even be talking in that manner or be relating in that manner except. But I just decided to venture fully into content creation, bordering on comedy this year, right? And when I wanted to start, I just looked at it like, okay, let me just do one episode of, because it was supposed to be just one episode and then move on to something else. Right?
But yeah, let's say that Samuel's garage, another garage, now do football match. Understand? So that it'll be easy for them to know the person that we win. As chairman of garage, now you can be doing that kind of entertaining stuff, Abby.
Personally, I think that if you take a critically look at it, you will understand that the way that I intend to run my garage is not a conventional means. You know why?
Why?
Because a journey of 1,000 gown begin with a skirt.
With a skirt. The journey. I'm sorry, please let's take a break. Baba say a journey of 1,000 gowns, sorry Allah. I'm sorry, my composure is back. I'm sorry, please, where can I pick it up from? Hell, Jesus is Lord. Wale, what is on? I'll pick it up, give me a second. You won't kill me. I refuse to die. Let me try and pick it up from, I was going to ask something else, God. Okay. We're back. With the Diary of an Agbero, we see you embody this character that is new to people.
You know? But I did the first episode, and people kept asking me, hope this is a series. Hope this is a series. I'm like, series. We can continue and build up on these, right? I said, okay, let me do episode 2 and see what's up. I did episode 2. Episode 2 went viral. I'm like, you people, you like what you see? You like what you see?
What was it?
Right? I just continued. And we are on part 17 right now. Understand? What's in stronger?
Have there been any points where you had experiences with conductors, Agberos, garage guys, like maybe you're at the garage, you're trying to take a bus and stuff? Have you ever at any point channeled any of those instances into Samu's journal?
I mean, again, you know, all of the experiences, especially in the garage, and you know, the kind of conversations that I infuse into the plot are one way or the other born out of personal experiences, personal interactions with these guys. If I enter where Agbero is in, I'll blend in straight.
Actually.
Straight. So I'm that kind of person wherein, you know, I can have these kind of conversations with the guys and whatnot. So now if I did lungu where I did proper abete, I know the shake.
Go blend.
Nothing, I know, say nothing they happen. I don't understand me.
Blend,
I'm what you mean. I'm a flow, Nicole Badge. You understand?
My very first experience with a conductor was when I moved to Lagos in 2017. I was coming from Arepo. I was going to Fadeyi. And you know, when you're the last person in the bus and you sit on that second row, so you are next to the conductor who's probably gone bus. Guy, I like experience here will leave me traumatized. Till today, I can still remember the scent. I had to go on Facebook and I wrote the putrid smell of the conductor's armpit. My dad forever and ever will not stop laughing at me for that instance. Now, is there any point where you would also use Samu's journal, his diary, to address some issues, some very cogent issues when it comes to the transportation industry in Nigeria?
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, what this series has been able to open my eyes to is, you know, the endless possibilities, right? So, again, in the series, I have been trying to portray, you know, these characters, these Agberos, you know, in a different light, for people to look at them as humans as well, you know, look for people to look beyond their tendency for violence and look at the fact that they bleed like we bleed. They have mental health challenges the same way we do. They fall in love the same way that we do. You know, so I just try to like humanize them. You know, so at the end of the day, as the series gets bigger, hopefully there will be like real life
instances in there.
yes, and then impact, you know, as time goes on. Again, and then because, you know, because I grew up with many of these guys, so I understand what their challenges are, you know, what their limitations are. You can imagine, as young as I was, when we were growing up, we were playing football for area back then. As young as I was, I knew that we were not leading the same kind of like, in my mind, I knew these ones are not going to the university. And I was really young. Then I said, I'm only university. I knew that, you know, and it's just crazy to see that their lives had been, you know,
impacted
predetermined. You know, like you could already see their life trajectory, you know, from that very young age, you know. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully there can be some like real life impact, you know, like it's sort of like what Tunde is doing with the chess in the slums and all that. You know, like at the end of the day, hopefully we see, you know, we can do stuff.
Thank you so much for having this conversation with me. We have to go, but before we go, we'll take a break because you and I have to play games. And then I would leave with just this one question. Just answer in one simple sentence. On your WhatsApp status or your WhatsApp bio, you wrote, "One day I'll find the right words and they will be simple." Is that the case with Samuel's diary?
No.
Not yet.
No.
Okay.
It's about life.
We are waiting for those simple words, but we need to take a break. When we come back, I'll be playing games with Samuel Agbero, not Vida the wild card. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Okay.
Dear diary, today is a catastrophic. You to see. I go to garage to explain why I lose union money. I've not even started explain when LLS slap me. Me. Helele that is apprenticed. It's okay. They now carry me to Heriaji. I even meet Agbero there. Another round of beating now starts. But they have released me, sha. It's Super Eagle I blame. Best in TikTok. Any goalkeeper in Africa that is good, it will not be handsome. Your face need to ugly to deruba opponents. Look, we now go and put one of Coupe boys as our keeper. Look at Iwobi too. Later we say Okosha is his uncle. Alaye is not my Okosha, that is your uncle. Maybe it's Rocha Sokorocha. That man that is building statue up and down because you are like a statue on the Lumio. Any beating like this in my future, I regret it in Jesus' name. Dear diary, today is Oriyomi Day. You too see. Shama Alhaji now called me this morning that Lagos government have banned Agbero. Ban Agbero Bibo. He said, and he's not in garage, he's in Atlanta because his small wife just born. He now said, I should be going to garage so that me and boys can unity against police. They cannot ban Agbero. I'm just thinking in my head, how will somebody do garage work from house? She Agbero is a remote job, ni. And I go and join boys in garage. Everybody have already there. Ejo, Aliu Block, Elele, Olododo, Basiru Gobe, Agolo, Indiri, Lambebe, everybody. Police now come, we must come out garage. We shall help them to drag it, but they have arrested everybody. It's only me they don't catch because I go and urinate. Even Agbero that just returned from Heriaji this morning, they have taken back there. That's Kuku's family house. But Lagos government 1, Agbero 0. You will still need us to election. Dear diary, Igboro mati daru. Outside is a pandemonium. Oh, you too see. There is a woman in our area, mommy unique. She's a vendor. She have been disturbing me to patronize her. So I said, okay, this fall time, let me try that. I told her buy flour.
Welcome back. It's time to play games, and I'll be playing games with Samuel this morning on the show. Now, the game we're playing is simple. It's charades. We're going to mimic one celebrity or the other. And so you mimic one person and, no, why am I speaking very fancy English? Samo Agbero now. Samo Agbero, Samo can try, Samo try in English. You know,
doctorate.
Which doctorate?
In Togri.
In Togri. How is it correlate with English?
Okay.
Samo, you know, hear English now. He does be writing what he can like.
My diary can bear me witness.
Which be witness?
You too, see.
I not say anything.
Okay.
Anyway, how can you be telling Diary going to see? Well, that's not a conversation. The conversation is game. Is that way that you imitate somebody. Now, was he not on the list? So you cannot imitate your wife. You say moi. You understand? You imitate somebody how he gets in game. If I get in the person, I have 1 point. If I not getting it, it's 0 point. Me say I will imitate somebody. If you getting it. Sure, you understand. I'm hoping that this game will enter your diary so that people will know that one woman is in one place that can floor you in game.
That is interesting.
Even as a shaman garage. Say we should start.
That is interesting.
It's interesting. Why is it interesting?
It's very interesting. You know, because you're so certain of yourself.
I'm certain.
That is plausible.
It's you that we start. I pick one paper there and imitate the charade, the person.
Wonderful. Are you trying to say Come on.
I tell you that I'm sure.
You did your best.
I'm sure. I'm a specialty person in imitation.
Wonderful.
God don't let me just mess it up, sha. If the monkey bites the tiger, is it a monkey tail? Think about it.
You're too funny.
Go far. You know books. That one knows small book. I admit now. That one knows small book. Oh yeah, your turn. If it's you and a.k.a. that is doing this thing now, who do you think will win this game?
Me or to hell with that guy.
But a.k.a. is your best friend.
Ejo is my best friend.
Okay.
Even though Ejo do touch sometimes. How come you?
It's not that you make it difficult, you.
No. What is that thing that we used to see, right? You know that my own, Samo own is
You to see.
their diary.
Yeah, diary, yes.
This person own is diary.
Jennifer. Fugakidele. Na Jennifer. Okay, it's my turn. Oh, you both say what? The other job. Oh yeah, eat me.
Rashagi. That's another Agbero. Oh God.
But why is it that plenty Agbero now? Plenty in creative industry.
Yeah, because
I can be mentioning name. There's one like he's a master Agbero, but he used to call his own as if he's a lover boy. That man they call Oliekun. You know? Malu. But let's go on with the next one.
Oliekun is a get inside boy. Do you know me of get inside boy? Yes,
someone get inside. Yes, okay. I know the meaning.
He don't know capability of it.
He don't know have Agbero.
He doesn't even drive in the night.
He cannot see.
He cannot.
You are dropping gist for us. So we'll tell Oliekun in the night. See if he have eyes. And about all the love gone, Oliekun still not love out. But you Samo Agbero have Mosi.
Yes, it's not for him that run it. That, but for the law.
Who show me?
Who show it me? This person, right? How do you want to do it? Why you? This person have a neighbor.
He have a neighbor.
Wait. No, actually, no. He go by the name. Okay, so he do dress up in white shirt, tuck it into black trousers.
Barrister Mike. It's Barrister Mike. It's Barrister Mike that used to dress like that. Every day. It's Barrister Mike. Barrister Mike.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. I know Buko.
Honestly.
But just, why are we drawing like this? If this game end up in draw, there's one wild card. But don't be thinking that because your alter ego in white card, you will win it. It's me that will go with the trophy. You understand?
You already know. Let's get it.
I'm gonna make this one difficult. I'm gonna make this one difficult. But you know, it's not difficult like that, no. Freaky!
Kí ló ti ń pa arákùnrin? Bayu.
You're wrong!
Macaroni.
It's Mr. Macaroni! You are wrong!
I should do that
You are wrong!
Okay.
You are wrong!
Body
I
convince.
tell you now, someone, I tell you that it's me that will win this
She do that
game.
body. I think so.
It's Macaroni that is to do Agbero like this. You see, I tell you, I'm the queen on the streets. Every day, every time I bring my A game.
Right.
I win the game every time without trying too hard, you know. But don't rap, my God.
Round of applause. Round of applause. Round of applause. Round of
Round of applause.
Round of applause.
No, it's round of applause, me, I want to.
Oh, okay.
Round of applause is that you are doing style that you not agree that I win.
No, that's
I put
the
clause inside.
lingo now. Round of applause.
It's round of applause.
Okay.
Let me teach you some Agbero one thing. Round of applause.
Round of applause.
You say round applause.
Round applause.
That's how you be saying it.
Round of applause.
Round of applause.
Thank
yes.
you so much.
Thank you so much for
I
joining
will
me
take this
today.
into advisement. Thank you so much.
It was so nice having a conversation with you on Tea or Coffee today. We just hope that from time to time we'd Salmo will now talk about us now. That okay, well, this television station is somewhere. Can you quickly do some diary now?
Dear Diary, today is Exposé Street. You to see. I wake up this morning with intention to go to garage, but I don't remember I have a email that I have not checked in a while. So I checked the email and I see that I have an invite from Impact Television for an interview. Now, next challenge is how I will be able to commute / transport myself to the venue, because first of all, there is no crude oil. Also, there is traffic, immense traffic. So how do I do this? And I remember, my neighbor, Daddy Peter, he do have Korokwe. Then also his wife cousin that is staying with them, he do used to deliver stuff on he's a dispatch guys. So and I tell him, I will help me now because I have to be there. And I said, okay, no problem. I will pass Yano. Understand that shit? I can hold the dispatch box. I don't know the name of that.
How did you know for that?
So I shall hold it. I'm telling you, brother, I have not do wedding with Wosi. Don't come and splatter my brain on express. But thankfully, I'm here. I'm having lots of fun. I interact with so many people here. It's such a wonderful experience. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for it.
Thank you so much for joining me.
I don't know if I can see maybe 1, 2, because I did not plan finance to go back. I plan to come. So 1, 2.
We'll take that into advisement and tell our management to think about it.
I really appreciate. I can write my account number too.
You don't have to write it now.
Give me cash.
Let's finish the show. We'll not think about it. We can even send you a Uber, you know. We are rich like that.
I will not forget this good thing that you will do for me. When I become shaman, I will invite you. You will hit Eba Mama Gafara.
We have to go. Thank you so much for watching Tea or Coffee with us this morning. And thank you, Sam Agbero, for coming on the show.